Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high level game between today in the bottom left spawning as the blue Terran player playing for Team Liquid. It is Kelazhur, and in the top right as our red Zerg player also playing for Liquid. It's going to be Elazer. It's the Liquid lads facing off against one another today here on Inside and Out, one of the newer maps, and we immediately see Kelazhur opening up with a 2 racks proxy. We see no pool. Well, we do see a pool, but it's not a very fast pool here coming out of Elazer, and that can only mean one thing. It means that Elazer most likely is going to be in a little bit of trouble. First Overlord's going to make its way across the map. It will see the lack of a command center, but by the time that gets spotted, this Overlord will already see both of these SCVs moving towards the top of the ramp, and thus no new information will be won with this Overlord. Ay. Trouble in Zergland here for Elazer. Pulls a lot of the drones, pulls out of gas immediately as well. Do we have a lot of money? We have enough money for 6 links. We're building 2 queens as well. Drone drill. Here we go. Just gets them all in the same exact spot and tries to take something out. Single drone. Oh, not actually attacking the SCV here. Huge mistake out of Elazer. He's going to try to take out this SCV. Loses 3 drones immediately. 4th drone goes down as well. The bunker will finish up. All SCVs have died. Drones still being pulled as well right now. These Marines cannot enter the bunker, or, well, they can enter the bunker. They just don't want to. Bunker gets taken out. 2 SCVs die on the side of Kelazhur. And now the queens have popped. Queen in the main isn't even going to bother to inject. Look at that. The concern for safety here of Elazer. Actually, he wants to throw down a creep tumor and move both queens down. Double creep tumors. Does not believe he has enough money to continuously produce drones out of all the larvae that could spawn with injects. So instead says, hey, I don't have that much money. I'm just going to start my creep spread. And I kind of like that. It's an alternative approach to kind of being ahead. You know, there's multiple ways you can be ahead in StarCraft 2. You can be ahead, well, at the start of the game mentally, of course. You can have higher IQ, you can be smarter or faster, but also you can have a smaller army and worse eco, but if you have a lot of map vision with, for example, creep tumors or observers, or in the case of Terran, I'm not even quite sure what that would be, like scans or maybe sensor towers. That can also, of course, really matter in this type of game. And creep in the Zerg versus Terran matchup is just extremely important. I love that Kelazhur did this. It cost him a little bit of building time on that barracks, but Elazer is already playing off a very poor eco. So if there was an Overlord and Kelazhur would have been capable of taking it down, it would have massively supply blocked Elazer, put him in an even better position. So yeah, I do like that that happened. CC's being built on the low ground, so some risks are being taken here by Kelazhur. Has 2 Hellions out. This, well, the Zergling is just not going to be capable of seeing anything, and this is an extremely important scout right at this moment. It will need to confirm what's going on here. What is the follow-up? Will there be a 3rd CC? Are we perhaps seeing a fusion core? Maybe a starport, a battle cruiser? And Kelazhur will not be capable of denying this scout, as the first Marine is now being constructed, or well, the first Marine at home after the tech lab was built. 7 Marines as well as 3 Hellions make their way across the map. And the question is, what are they gonna find in terms of damage? I don't think it's going to be a lot. There's only 2 bases to defend currently here for Elazer, who's still stuck on 2 hatcheries. Ooh, this Overlord might just get taken out. There's no transfuse available. These 3 queens want to move off creep. Perhaps not the wisest decision. Not necessarily because they'll lose the fight, but the moment you move off creep, perhaps your natural is a little bit more vulnerable, because your queens will take a long time to get back onto the creep and back into a defensive position. Now, these Marines can just boost in towards a natural, but perhaps a Hellion run by towards the net would be a possibility. So this is something that Elazer needs to keep in mind at all times when he moves those queens around. Hellion's gonna take a little bit of tickle damage here by those queens with those long arms, with their long darts. Doesn't really do any major damage. What is this? This Hellion has 86 health rather than 90, so a single dart managed to hit. Creep tumors continue being spread. Oh, I love that Kelazhur was just hiding this. Now gets 2 free creep tumors. Lynx want to take this out. Can we get a quick boost? Needs to save all of these Marines. Does just that. Kelazhur playing a very solid game so far here in the early stages of Inside and Out. Gonna take out a couple extra links as well. Is down 10 workers. Could take out maybe a creep tumor. Gets 1 micro the Hellion. Gets the second one as well and keeps every single Hellion alive. At the same time, all beautiful rotations here. I'm loving the way that Kelazhur is rotating all these units around. Into the medevac, out of the medevac, back into the medevac, into the main base, near the third, killing some creep here and there. What are these drones doing right now? Oh, there's a Liberator in the natural, taking out 5 workers. At the same time, Hellions dealing some big damage here in the main base, actually. 10 workers have gone down total. I'm not quite sure who we can attribute those kills to. Is it just purely the Liberator, or how much did these Hellions do? Well, 10 kills on this Hellion, 5 on the other. I think that was like maybe 18 kills shared among the Hellions, some of those links, some of those drones. Perhaps we will never know who they truly belong to. PROXY is delayed, of course, but Stim is almost done, so this kind of is like a 2-on-1 type of follow-up. There's even too many Marines at this point to fit into 2 medevacs, and I wouldn't mind if Kelazhur already starts moving on the map with these Marines, saying, hey, I can't fit all of them in a medevac, but I still want to hit a very tight timing. Elazer does not have bailing speed yet, did not build any preemptive bailings either, at least not that I'm aware of, no. Not that Elazer or the game is aware of either. Double Evo chambers are going to be built, so most likely will be something like a 4-gas follow-up, I would say. Heavy on the Ling Bane here on inside and out. Kelazhur is going to continue moving forward. Now this gets spotted by the creep tumor. That's why creep is so important in this matchup. Not only for giving that speed boost, but also for some vision. I wouldn't mind a couple of banelings here being built, honestly. Potential run by is going to get shut down by the fact that there's a wall. Ooh, bad target fire by those queens. Ooh, one of these queens actually going to fall if Elazer isn't careful. A second queen is going to fall. Third queen, no energy to transfuse. Is going to go down as well. All of these Marines very deep in the orange. Boost is currently not available, so these medevacs will take a bit of tickle damage. But they do manage to go back home. 4 drones end up falling, as well as... oh my god, 6 queens have gone down total this game. I'm not quite sure if all 6 were over here. I don't think so. I think it was just 3 or 4 queens over there. I missed the very start of that engagement. Looking at the failed run by, but... this looks pretty okay for Kelazhur. It feels like, at least, right? There's a fort base on the way for Elazer right now. The third is done for Kelazhur. Can start flying over. Barracks 4 and 5 are on the way. Upgrades quicker once again for the Terran. Armory already on the way. There's a tank out. There is going to be a 1-1 push that has some potential. There is some real potential in this 1-1 push. There's going to be 2 tanks. No, there's going to be a single tank. Unless Kelazhur waits with a medevac for this tank. Is possible as well. No more cars available, so Hellbats will not be joining the party, as they've already died. They're planning a party after the funeral. The person who died can't quite attend anymore. That's why funerals never truly made sense to me. If you want to celebrate someone's life, perhaps you should do it while he's still alive, and after. Saying all these nice words about someone after they pass away. Although I'm a big believer in talking good behind people's back and bad about them while they're there. It's a lot better than the other way around. So maybe it's the same with funerals. In that case, I kind of like it. Whoa. Quick pickup here. Spore in the main. This is a beautiful spore. Look at that. This guy had a vision. This is a visionary. Like, no, I'm not going to go to the edges. I'll stand right next to the fort base. So in case you drop from the fort into the main, I'll get a crap ton of damage in. And actually, one of these medevacs is going to get down. The queen will get the kill here, you see that. But the spore contributed the most. This guy is never going to get the credit that he deserves. Sammy the spore. Look at him. He did a lot. He really did a lot for the main base. The drones will never forget. The queen went back home bragging. Lol. I got a kill. Look at this, guys. Ladies. Look at my kill. How many queens is this? A crap ton of them. 10. 10 queens, and with 6 already dying. It is still 6, right? Yeah. That means that a total of 16 queens have braced the surface of inside and out. Lots of royalty here. It's a royal parade. Kelazhur forgot the microwave for a second. Happens to the best. Two. There's kind of a little brother right next to this one. Double spore rush. Wouldn't mind if the spore then starts moving a bit towards the right side. I mean, there's really no point in having double spores here, I feel like. But maybe I'm wrong. It's completely possible. Ooh. Tank's going to get a pot shot off on those banelings. I love this burrow here. With these 2 banes. That is actually really cool. This is an extremely quick burrow, and it's something that Elazer does a crap ton. He gets that burrow extremely fast, and he loves to burrow a Ling on the fort base, forcing out a scan. And also just giving a clear... That's a pretty big hit. There's a cancel the 5th base though. Drone is going to get taken out as well. So that's 125 minerals that Elazer will never see back. These 2 medevacts are going to move towards the right side. 2-2's about to finish up as well. And now we'll see what the plans are here for Kelazhur. Is he going to follow this up with something interesting? Is he going to follow this up with a push? Oh my god. That was so close. Imagine being one of these Marines just looking up to the sky. Hello, medevac man? Can we get the pickup? Press the button, please. See the guy falling asleep from the steering wheel. Reminds me of playing baseball in high school. You always had the guy that was sitting next to the, I think it's called the home base. And they'd never have anything to do. They'd just be falling asleep. And then when you finally needed them, usually was some useless person as well, right? Someone that didn't really want to play baseball. High school gym in general is just terrible. You had a bunch of unmotivated people and then highly motivated people that wanted to prove their worth in every sport. And these two would clash on the field. It's just a recipe for disaster. You should honestly, high school gym should be kind of done by people with motivation in one group and people without motivation in the other. And then, you know, you can promote to the next group if you perform very well, or you can get demoted if you perform poorly in the other. But it's, I think both the people's experiences would just increase. It's actually ridiculous. Playing dodgeball with someone that did not want to play dodgeball was awful. It was not fun. Especially if then they accidentally survive till the very end. They're the last person in the field. Everyone else is screaming at them to please catch the ball. Or at least to not get hit. Awful stuff. Awful stuff. God, I don't miss high school. So glad I'm an adult. Medevac's going to pick up these Marines. Not quite sure what these Marines and Marauders are doing. He's in the middle of the map. Kelazhur looks like he's playing an Archon game, except he's just playing it by himself. He's quite fast. 348 APM. Doesn't look very fast in the APM counter, but when you see him play, he's really fast. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on here. We're working with 3 different groups of bio, basically. And he's really controlling the pacing of the creep extremely well. I'm impressed by his ability, honestly. He's playing a good game so far. 9 lurkers are going to be produced here. This left side base is going to get cancelled once more. We still have those these 2 banelings here on the left side. You know, those useless idiots. They've been burrowed for a long time. They're going to be falling asleep as well, just like the guy next to the home base in my high school. They will not be ready once the Marines walk over it. Sometimes you have it as well as a Protoss. You just patrol like a Void Ray in the dead space and you forget that you're doing that. Like, you're taking this base already and your Void Ray is still patrolling this dead space. It's like, alright buddy, you might want to either join the army or just start patrolling this general area. There's no point anymore for you being there. This is a slightly risky move, completely on creep. There's no mines here. Of course, there's a crap ton of medevacts and that makes this safe, at least somewhat safe. Ghosts are being produced as well. I like this position for Kelazhur a lot. It's 5 base against 5 base. This is a tricky base to take though. You know, I'll give that. I'll give that to Kelazhur. It's not a good fight either, is it? Is it? Oh, okay, a split. Lots of Marauders still alive. It's actually going to win this fight. Oh, I would love for these 2 creep tumors to be taken out. These 3, they're so vital right now for the future of creep spread here. That lurker's actually going to get taken out. Elazer completely messing up the split of units. And still, these are the links as well. This is the same exact links that just fell asleep. It's like my Void Ray patrolling the sky. They are useless, my friend. Just build 3 spores here. Get the spore from your natural or from your... Oh, actually, there's no spore there. This base gets taken out, so poor split here by Elazer. Back onto 4 bases right now. The only thing that Elazer has going for himself... Well, what actually is it? He has 8 lurkers. That's nice, but there's 10 ghosts. You have 12 tanks as well. Not sure why I pronounced 12 as 12 there. All of a sudden I was born in Newcastle. Oh! Idiots. Burrowed forever. No, that's not the play. That is not the play. I just want to see that again. How many was that? Okay, so he had 10. And you always want to go in first person view for this type of stuff as well, you know? So you go in. Command center over here. Another command center. I'm sieging some tanks. Thought I had some ghost here. Just one left. Let's pretend it never happened. Don't tell the other boys. Imagine being this guy, seeing 5 of the ghosts walk in, disappear the face of the earth. It's like no way you're going there. Do you really? Are you gonna tell the new recruits as well? It's like, hey, what happened with the last squad that was here? You guys are the first. No bullets were found on the scene. Yeah, it's not it. These 2 Banings can't kill 6 ghosts, right? No, there's no way. There's actually no Marines right now on the field either. It means that all the pressure is kind of off the map. These 3 creep tumors are pretty big. It sounds stupid, but I really believe that this is big because these tumors are difficult to get here. And I wouldn't mind if he continues kind of pushing the creep on there and then gets a couple of fresh tumors here on in the middle, basically. I think it's actually kind of important that these tumors stayed alive. It makes this left side base a lot easier to take, which is just the only 6th base available. Don't forget, this is a 6 versus 6 base map. And that is often difficult to get to. If or what you call it, that's difficult to play for a Zerg already. And if a Terran can also deny one of the bases out of the 6, that's huge. Then Terran can just play 5 against 5 until the right side base is mined out. Then you have a very solid like fortress over here, and you move towards the left side. Because that's how Terran likes to do it, right? You don't want to spread yourself too thin. This is a great position for Terran, honestly. This really is. Low worker count as well. Now, I say that like it's a positive thing, because I believe that it's a positive thing. And the reason... Oh, I love this planetary. I'm in love with this planetary. That's so good. Look at that. Are there any upgrades on that planetary? High-sec auto-tracking as well. I'm a big fan of this type of planetary. Oh, there's one here. I was going to say I wouldn't mind one in the middle either. Kelazhur realizes how good this map is for him. And he says, okay, I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to force you to attack into me eventually. Because ghosts just trade better than Zerg units. Like, already at this point, Elazer is down 5k. Elazer is never going to take this base. Like, this 9 o'clock base is literally impossible to take for Elazer. So that means, as long as Kelazhur doesn't make a major mess up in a fight, or movement-wise, he's going to be just fine. Wouldn't mind a more forward sensor tower here as well. Oh. Tank's going to get taken out. These bio units are moving in, but I don't think you want to attack into a concave of 12 or... How many is this? There's like 13 lurkers. Double drops heading towards the left side. This is an interesting fight as well that we're seeing here. Planetary is dealing a fair... Oh my god, all these Banes are going to get taken out right now. Lurkers once again moving in. Can we get a scan in case this turret ends up falling? Ghosts are going to move back in position as well. One tank still alive. Scan. There we go. Good snipes as well. Immediately want to fly this command center over and start a new planetary. Instead he's going to rebuild the command center. Not a huge fan of that. But this drop is going to deal some damage. 7 workers will get taken out. And oh my god, that was like a minus 3k fighter. So pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Or don't. Yeah, keep some of them alive at least. It's not the end of the world. Hatchery does stay alive, which sucks a little. We need to refresh the tank count and rebuild the wall here. There's a lot of tanks focused on the right side. And I'm wondering what the actual purpose is of pushing this side. Isn't defending good enough? I mean, you're up by almost 10k resources and the unit's lost. Your opponent is never gonna take your 9 o'clock. I mean, Elazer has trouble taking the 11 o'clock. If you just defend, is there any way that you're losing? I think the answer might be no. Now, tanks need to move back in position. I guess this is also still fine. I wish there was a little more on the left side. Without a planetary, this area actually scares me a tiny tad. Just a little bit. Elazer's quickly bleeding out units though, and oh, this is poor control as well out of Kelazhur. Lose a couple of ghosts, now puts them in a medevac. You don't get healed there. It's like putting your head in the sand. It doesn't actually help very much. It's an interesting attack. No medevacs with this army. Scan is going to be used. Not all tanks were in position yet. No planetary yet here either to tank extra damage. That means that these marauders are going to get taken out. And what's the ghost count? Only 6. That means that attacking into this type of siege position is actually really difficult. Here come the Vipers moving in. Double pull on the tanks. Parasitic bomb. Hello. Drop the ghost. Drop the ghost. Micro the medevacs. Oh my god. It's going to lose all the medevacs. Well, all the medevacs, at least in the red, did not split that one medevac away. This is a poor engagement here out of Kelazhur. Did not like how that went for him. Once again, no. This is not possible. He's not... He's too impatient with the control. He wants to break this too badly. tank position is now pretty vulnerable as well. Elazer is gonna smell that. Alright, take out 6 tanks for free. That's a good trade. Looks like 25 lanes. You just rebuild those instantly, no problem. Not even sure how cost efficient these fights were. Like, we still see an 8k deficit or so. Oh no! Are we gonna see the banelings? No way. Good observation skills there out of Elazer. I do like that. That's good that he used that. Yeah, what I was gonna say is that it isn't necessarily that the trade was good, although it was a cost-efficient trade, and it's better that it's been doing the entire game so far. It's just that you reset the tank count a little bit. You open up that left side as well. This right side is now easier to engage into as well. So there's just a lot of opportunities. I don't think this 6 base... This is not a priority right now for Kelazhur whatsoever. It really isn't. You still have decent mining from 2.5, 3 bases. You can just outmine these. And especially some heavy mulage here on the right side I think would be fantastic. There's a big bioforce on the left side, but it's not quite enough to stop all these lurkers from moving. How many lurkers is this? Is this legit 20 lurkers? This is every single lurker in the game currently. Ghosts are going to be moving back. There's only 5 orbitals, and that might actually be an issue. And not so much because there won't be detection, but in these late game scenarios for the Terran, it's really important to know where the Zerg army is. Oh, you can't engage like this into it. The reason for that is you want to have the Ghost in position where the lurkers go. If that's the case, you can kind of meet them with snipes rather than have to engage into them with the snipes, which hasn't been going so well right now for Kelazhur. Yeah, but these snipes are just not happening, huh? They're just not happening. It's a good line for Elazer. It's kind of covering one another. Very cool play. Command center is going to get taken out here on the far left side. We see a scan out of Kelazhur. Yeah, this is the type of scan where if you're a Zerg, you're sending over units immediately. It's either going to be a Liberator or it's going to be a drop or double drop. And Elazer also sees, like, why are you scanning there? That makes no sense. Like, you're going to be doing something. He's going to get queued up into 2 Spores, 3 Hydras, and will end up falling. Kelazhur in a world of trouble right now. He's going to be down about 40 workers. Still has a decent amount of Ghost, actually. 16 Ghost, 9 tanks. There's not that much money either for Elazer left. Let's not forget about that. Like, Elazer's... he gets this base, that's big. That's actually very big. That base is huge. It's not just big, it's huge. Good little pushback though here. Using the lips as well as the tanks. That was cool. I like that. Might want to repair this command center. It's an expensive loss of CC. You can just repair it. You can just repair it. But I think Kelazhur kind of forgot about it at this point. Happens to the best. Would not want to be that command center. Sloppy movement here out of Kelazhur is going to get the pick off though. No, can we get some snipes here? Can we get some snipes? This is a lot of free Hydras. Instead we see a major focus here more on the left side. I think this CC is also going to end up falling actually. There's still 3 Hydras just headbutting into it. Poof! Will indeed get taken out. And this CC is about to burn down as well. This game was very exciting at one point. Now it feels a little bit over in my opinion. One of the main reasons is of course this left side base. Once this left side base starts going for Elazer, it just becomes so hard for Kelazhur to do anything. Now let's not forget that the overall army value is still relatively close. Hell, it's slightly Kelazhur favored at this point. This is an army that is just not going to trade so well either against what Kelazhur has. And the larger the supply of Kelazhur is going to grow, the better his army is going to get compared to Elazer's, right? Like, Elazer's army can't grow anymore. He's maxed. He wants to trade at this point. And he wants to do it ASAP. Like, the moment Kelazhur makes a move to an outside base, he'll say, okay, that's it. Bang! You're dead. Ooh, that's a couple of Vipers that could get taken out here. Liberate's gonna get pulled in. 1 Viper gets sniped. We have a lot more snipes though, don't we? Tank's actually dealing a lot of damage as well. His army's gonna get pushed back. Can Kelazhur just move in? No, is the answer, I think. What is our current orbital count? Still at 5. We have a base on the right side. Triple mules landing as well. Gas is... well, there's not too much gas. But there's plenty of gas. You can still mine gas. I don't think it's going to be the limiting factor here. Like, you're still mining from 4 refineries and you're mining with like 12 patches or so. Like 12 mineral patches. And soon that's going to be like 6. Because A bunch of these are running out already. I think 3 are at the risk of running out. 2. No, 3. 3 are at the risk of running out. So yeah. It's going to be 8 mineral patches. And 4 refineries. It's a good ratio. It's an interesting move forward. Ooh, Viper's gonna get taken out for free. EMP, well, not for free. Lip does end up falling. This is a fight that Elazer cannot take. This is a scary push. There's no overseer here. No, there are 3 overseers here, actually. Scratch that. Ooh, I love this flank. I really like this flank. Do I? No, I hate what a terrible idea this flank. Oh my god. I called it immediately as well. You could see that this was not going to be successful. God, what was he thinking? Obviously, there was going to be 2 more backup tanks as well. God, a terrible mistake out of Elazer there. An amateur could have seen it coming. Unbelievable. Ooh, this is a good flank as well. Or, sorry, this is a good flank, though. Like that. That's going to take out a couple of tanks, and I think this is what he should have done earlier, right? Links are so effective at dealing with just pure tank. If there's pure tank, Links are great. I actually killed like 5-6 tanks, and that's going to stall this push a little bit. If Kelazhur were allowed to continue pushing forward like he was, I mean, there is some potential here. There really would have been some potential there. It's funny that now kind of is happening what I said Kelazhur should be doing the entire game, and that is mine out that right side base and then switch attention to the left side and just really focus on getting one base at a time in that late game, you know? You should have a solid defense here on the right. Like, there's ramps, there's plenty of crap, you have nice vision with the sensor tower. And then you can eventually start focusing on the left side. Now Elazer is going to start moving forward. 31 Banes, 13 Lurkers. And so I love this. Just saying, okay, every single time so far, when you've moved away from an area, you left the tanks behind. Is that the case again? The answer is yes. Things going to move in. Lift the command center, lift the command center, lift the orbital, lift the orbital, lift the orbital, lift. Nice. Lift the orbital. Here comes a move forward with a lot of the Lurkers. A couple of tanks going to get taken out. 6 tanks still alive. Overseers get sniped as well. Ghost count is at 15. No, it's not a move you can make, mate. It's kind of waiting for these Lurkers to pick up. You see that? Once these Lurkers to start running, needs to be close with the ghost so he can snipe. Ooh, Kelazhur missing an opportunity there. Probably busy trying to not lose everything, because that's what he's currently doing, including absolutely everything on the far right side. Single ghost man is going to get sent in. Is there a nuke available? No, what is this guy doing then? Dying. That's what he's doing. God, a terrible use of his life. Poor guy. These are the 2 Banes from earlier. Good snipes. The question is, will they make it back home alive? Overseer is going to start moving in. There's not enough tanks here. More tanks. Bio moving in as well. Banelings will try to get the connection with these ghosts and will eventually get it. Good blinding cloud here on the double tanks. Elazer moving forward. 4 snipes. Pop, pop, pop. Say the Hydras like a bunch of balloons. But I don't think it's quite going to matter. We still have a big income here for Elazer. A lot of money in the bank. It's also up in supply, not up in army supply. The current army for Kelazhur is just not powerful. There's 5 ghosts, there's a single tank, and these Lurkers will be capable of holding on until more units join here. Join the parade, basically. And here come the Links already streaming across the map. 13 more Hydras on the way. 7 more Banes as well, 3 more Lurkers. GG gets called as Elazer wins this game in a very fun back and forth. At some point, at like the 25-minute mark, I really believe that Kelazhur had it again, but he did not. And that's okay as well. You know, you can't have them all. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time, hopefully, for a new video. Thanks, and bye-bye.